So, a shocking experience last night. If you watched my video yesterday, then you know I was like running on an errand, and I've been working on the wiring in the house to fix the kitchen wiring. So I've been trying to get the wire set up so that the lights, the porch lights, would have a switch and be live without me having to, plug it into a 120 volt socket. So that meant patching into the existing wiring of the house. And there was a wire that normally ran up to the vent fan that was hooked up to the wall. And I thought that fan was dead. I mean, I knew the fan was dead, it didn't work, And then I thought maybe the fan was broken and maybe the line was live. But the line also went, before it went up to the fan, it went to an outlet. And then it was all wired up through the house, through the walls. So I was like, well, I don't think I need that extra outlet, so I'll go ahead and cut it. And I turned off the power for the entire house and did all that. Cut the line and removed the extra outlet plug, the 120 volt outlet that I thought I didn't need. But I didn't think to test it beforehand to make sure it was live. So that was a mistake. Okay, I didn't plug anything in to make sure it was live. I assumed that it was working, that it was live. Because I was like, well, I think the thing that broke was the fan, not the power line itself. So that was a pretty dumb assumption. But anyhow, I hooked up the lights and I hooked up the switch, and it didn't work where we were yesterday. It didn't work, and I was like, well, maybe the power line is dead. I don't know why that power line, would be dead, but maybe a mouse, because there were mice and stuff in the walls before. Maybe a mouse ate through it. For whatever reason, I think that line was dead. So then I had to go on my errand, and when I got home last night, it was almost dark. But I was like, you know what? I really need to finish this project because I got to get this wiring done so that I can close up this wall, because the wall being left open and all those wires everywhere is holding up the whole project. So I decided, even though I only had like maybe 20-30 minutes of daylight left, I was going to try to troubleshoot the wiring situation. So I was like, well, you know what? Maybe, because I was just using those twist-on turn caps to connect the wires. Okay, I was like, maybe the cap wasn't on tight enough and it was loose or something. So that might be the problem. So then I started messing with the caps. I had the power off still, but I tugged on it and it didn't come out. But I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna have to take everything apart and then make sure the line is live. So I undid all the connections to the switch, and I directly routed the light to the live wire and put those caps on it. And I threw all the switches back on for the circuit breakers, and sure enough, the light came on. So I was like, woohoo! The line is live. That power line right there was live, like I believed it was, so that wasn't the problem. I was like, well, if that isn't the problem, then what the heck is the problem? Why does it work when I go direct connect, and it doesn't work when I go through the switch? So then I looked at the switch, and I was like, maybe I'm doing the switch wrong. Or maybe it was just a loose connection. So I reconnected everything. Meanwhile, it's getting darker and darker, because daylight's going down really fast here. And now I'm like having to work in the dark. And then I'm like, this isn't good. It's like pitch black almost. I'm working off with I had the solar light from the security lights come on through the back, and it's shining through the house. I'm getting a little bit of illumination. I have my phone lighting things up. So I'm working in the dark doing wiring with live electricity. So I hook it all up and it still doesn't work. And I double connect, and then I even cut another line and spliced it, and it's starting to look really nasty looking. There's like lines and splices and stuff everywhere now. I'm like, why isn't it working? Then I looked at the switch and I'm like, maybe I hooked up the line to the switch wrong. 120 volt, the one that I had, it had 2 holes on the left side and 1 hole on the right at the top. So I had a hole on the top of the left a hole on the top, I mean on the right side. It had a hole on the right side on the top, had a hole on the bottom of the right, and then a hole on the top side of the left. So there were 3 holes. My assumption was that the switch, when it got thrown on, it would connect the top 2 holes. That's what I thought, because it seemed like it made sense. You throw a switch up, it has some kind of metal plate that hits the 2 switches and brings the left and the right connection together. But I was wrong. Almost dead wrong. It turns out that on that 120 volt switch, the actual connection is made at the 2 that are on the same side. It's contrary to what you would think, but when you throw that switch on the on position, it connects the 2 right side ones, not the right and the left one. Even though you would think there would be a bar that connects the 2. So I got that, I was hooking all that up, and I was like, well, I got to test it, but then I got lazy. So I stopped turning off the power. Because it was dark, It was dark, and I was tired of running, because I had to run out of the house and go to the shed and flip every single switch off, every single circuit breaker. And it was like dark outside, and I did this like about 5 or 6, 7 times already, and I was like, this is crazy. So I stopped throwing the switch, which is really a dumb thing to do. I was like, well, I'll just take this plastic screw thingy and try to screw the line on it, even though it's live. And I started screwing it, and my hand slipped, and I hit the wall, which is metal. And I bet you know what happened next. But I was like, thank God it wasn't like, I don't know, for whatever reason, it wasn't really that strong. It was more like, if you've ever had a short where, like, your refrigerator, I don't know if you guys have ever done this, where there's some kind of short in the refrigerator, and you touch the refrigerator, and then you touch the floor, or you touch the refrigerator and you touch a counter or something, and you feel this electricity flow through your body. It wasn't enough to make me clench my fist and grab on tighter and then, basically electrocute myself and die. But it was enough that I felt the jolt, and I was like, oh, this isn't good. My hair sort of, your hair kind of stands up when you get electrocuted. It kind of, so I was like, that wasn't good. And, but I was like, well, I can get this working. So then I had to go and I decided to turn off the power again. Which was probably this, it's easy to work on this. It's probably safest to work on electricity with 2 people. The way if something happens to you, the other person can at least shut off the power. Instead of just watching yourself sitting there cooking. So anyhow, I went outside, turned off the power, okay, and used my phone to provide some light. And then I kind of screwed everything together and twisted the lines and got it all kind of working. Then went and switched the power back on and came in, and I had the switch off so the light was on. But then when I threw the switch, voila, the light was on. So the line was live. I do have a light that works now with a switch outside the house. So I didn't no weird stuff with the line running through and then plugging into a 120 volt outlet and having to plug and unplug it or unscrew the light bulb to turn the light on and off. Because that's what I've been doing for the last 6 months. So it's got working lights, and now I don't think I'm going to be adding any more outlets, because I'm going to try to just use what is that, an induction cooking system, and I'll go off the 120 volt plugs. That's what the plan is, and I'll just have an extension cord. I'm not going to run the line out and do other weird wiring, especially after my shocking experience. This is why I didn't want to do my own 220 or 240 volt line. I'm not an electrician, But I mean, I know just enough stuff to get myself into trouble. So, proceed with caution. But anyhow, my hope is that by tonight, I'll have the wall up, or at least most of it, I'm hoping to have the wall up. So when I get home, I'm going to rush to do the wall. I'm going to try to secure that clutch of line, electrical lines that I put up, and make sure it's all insulated and safe. And then put in the wall insulation, and then put up the wall. Once that's done, that means the house is, ready to have the floor almost. I just need to paint the walls and paint the ceiling, double check the floor to make sure there are no more holes, patch the one more hole that's in the kitchen. Gotta try to patch the leak. I ripped apart the ceiling on the inside because water was coming in and I can't find where it's coming from. And it's rained hard a couple times since I've ripped apart the roof, but the ceiling, but I still can't find where the water's coming from. There's no more water coming in, so I don't know what's going on. So I may have to just go back up to climb onto the roof again, hope I don't fall off, and patch it from up there, just go over everything again and put some more tar and stuff down to try to close off any gaps. So that's the big thing. But I think having the wall up, that'll make me feel a little bit more on schedule to finish up in the next couple weeks. I mean, the house won't be done, but it'll be done enough that the floor can go in. Once the floor is in, it means I can try to get the kitchen in. And also, even if I don't get the kitchen in yet, I'll be able to bring in furniture. So I can try to get a sofa or something so I can actually sit, comfortably, watch TV and stuff. Oh, I discovered some cool stuff, which I'll show you in another episode, because I don't think you need a smart TV to access this. But I found that there's a lot of free content you can get on the internet, because everybody jumped onto the streaming bandwagon. Everyone's trying to stream now, all the services, including the network televisions. They all offer streaming, and some of them offer it, for a price, and some of them offer it for free. But like network programming, NBC, I guess, the Peacock network, I guess NBC is Peacock, but you could probably go to it right now, Peacock Network or peacock.com. Just check Google Peacock Network, and you can go on there and you can sign up for free. All you really need to give them is your email address, and I think it works in a web browser as well as on a smart TV. Essentially, a smart TV is like a computer, and most of those, like Roku, all those things that you're watching, they're really like a browser. It's like a web browser that handles streaming. So, they call it an app, but it's really a browser that connects to a website that streams the content. But what happened was, I was playing with the TV, the smart TV, talking to it and stuff, and one of the suggestions it said to try was find free movies. You could tell the TV, find me some free movies, find free movies. So I did that, and it came up with a whole bunch of movies, but it wasn't on the YouTube free movies. I guess on YouTube, you can go to YouTube and say free movies, or find free movies on YouTube. And there's a bunch of free movies that people illegally uploaded on YouTube, as well as YouTube's free movies. They all run with ads and stuff on them, but it's free. Otherwise, I don't think they edited it other than inserting the ads. So you get the real movie just with advertising. But anyhow, when I searched for find free movies, it came up and it showed stuff like The Karate Kid Part 1, 2, and 3, and a whole bunch of other movies. Some were newer, some were older, mostly older. But then you go to the icon for that thing, and it told you all the services, and a bunch of them charged like $2 or $3 to stream it. But one network said it was free, and that was a network called Peacock. So I clicked on the Peacock version of it, and it came up and it just said, it just wanted me to sign up for Peacock. They wanted my email. I was like, okay. And then I sent the email, and then, they sent me a verification code with the email, and I had to click it to verify my account. Then, of course, they wanted all my data, but you can abort out of that. So what happens is, as soon as you get the email from them, if you don't want to give them your personal info, um, they'll send you an email link. You click on that email link. It verifies you with Peacock Network that it was a valid email address. Then they put you, when you go back to the login or whatever, they try to have you sign your name and all sorts of stuff about you, like your age and all sorts of information, because they're trying to track what you're watching. Remember, your smart TV is now watching you while you're watching it. But it came up to that menu, and I was like, I'm not going to give them all my stuff. So I aborted out. Then when I went back in, it didn't keep asking me for stuff. It said, are you the primary user, or is this for a kid? So they have it for a kid. So I guess they filter, because they're public TV, you know, like NBC is broadcast television. I think they fall still under FCC. And I guess they have to block kid content. Like, they're not allowed to show kid stuff. I mean, they have to not show adult stuff to kids. So is that it asked if the user was a kid or a grown-up, you know, the primary person. So it's primary, so it let me have full access. Then they have the Plus service where you pay them like $4 or $5 a month, and then it removes the ads off most of the shows, you know, movies and stuff. But it also, I don't know if it gives you additional movies that don't show on the free ones. But the selection of free movies was pretty good. It was like real, you know, real movies, like blockbuster movies and stuff. So I was like, hey, there was like a whole bunch of free movies, and they updated. So I was like, between that and Pluto TV with the streaming thing, and also the free TV Plus, I don't have to subscribe to anything like Netflix or anything. You know, I can sit here and watch free TV. I can watch basically almost anything for free. So, but the thing is, I don't think you need a smart TV for a lot of it. So if you have a touch tablet or a phone, you can probably connect directly to those networks or download the apps for them. So Maggie says she did the Hulu deal for 99 cents a month. I don't even do Hulu for 99 cents a month. Hulu used to be free. Then they started charging, and I dropped them. But there's so many free ones. It's like, I don't know why, you know, I don't like paying anything unless I have to. So if they offer it for free, I'd rather take the free one. And almost anything you can watch on Hulu, unless it's a Hulu exclusive, you can see elsewhere. Like, you know, I've watched shows like American Pickers. I've watched pretty much all the shows. And with NBC, which is, I think, Peacock Network, jumping in and offering free stuff, I'm like, you get to see all the NBC stuff. And they often acquire a lot of rights to movies. Maybe you won't get it right when it comes out, you know. And, of course, if you really wanted to watch movies as they come out, if you have, whether it's Roku or some other smart TV, you can pay like $3 to watch it. You know, instead of going to a theater and paying like $6 to $10 to get in, you can watch it at home for like $3, stream it to your house. So you could do that if you wanted. Yeah, I guess this is the new way people live now. You don't even have to leave your house. You know, movies that are like, what is it, the Eternals or whatever, it's streaming now. It just came out, you know. So movies that just hit the theaters are streaming within a month later. So, but I don't pay for that either. You know, I just sit there and I just watch the free stuff. There's plenty of cool things to watch for free. And there a lot of the old shows, you know, I like watching, like Tiny House Nation, shows, you know, that used to be on Discovery, and others are there. Even like that chef that screams at everybody. What's his name? The dude that yells at everybody. I forget his name, but he's known for screaming at everyone that cook. The chef. He's a famous one. Blonde haired, mean. But anyhow, he's on there. You can watch it on YouTube. And, you know, if you're just on YouTube, you can do that too. You can go on YouTube and just search the phrase free movies. And then some of them that say they're free, they're not really movies. They're just an ad to get you to go to some site that's probably going to scam you. But YouTube itself runs free movies. They just put ads on them. So you can watch free stuff there. So there's plenty of stuff that you can do for free once you are connected to the internet. She says she has family that watches stuff illegally. Yeah, there's also that. The TV that I have, you can cast videos and stuff onto it. So if I wanted to, and I connected to a site that was showing movies, I could cast that to the TV. So I don't even have to go through the apps, you know. So, but the apps being built into the TV means I don't even have to cast. I can just tell it, you know, to look for free movies. It's weird because you can tell it's also weird because the TV itself, I can tell it to turn the volume up. I can tell it to turn the volume down. I can say, turn the volume down. Turn the volume up. I can go fast forward. Go back, rewind. You know, you can talk to the TV. I'm like, my goodness, I have arrived at the future. So, yeah, I won't say anything about watching stuff illegally. I can't condone it, you know, but people do what they do. And if you can cast to your TV, you can get it on your phone and cast it to your TV. But I'm just letting you know, the TV apps, including Roku and stuff, there are apps that you can get to go out of these channels like Discovery Channel, TLC. All of them have their own apps, and they have some free shows. You know, but between all of them, that's enough. I mean, really, you shouldn't be sitting there watching TV all night anyways. It's bad for you. But, you know, on occasion when I have nothing to do or I'm just trying to relax a little bit and don't feel like thinking, I just want to be a vegetable, then watching the free content is fine. And sometimes I miss watching the old shows. Like I'm going to try to watch all the Karate Kid movies, you know, part 1, part 2, and part 3. So anyhow, I'm going to, well, okay. That was that's a cue for me to go. I just got home, so I'm gonna head out and work on that wall, and then hopefully the next update you see with the house, the wall will be up. All right, thank you all for joining me. I hope you're all having a good day. I hope you all staying safe and staying warm. A Angry wants to know if I have a generator that can power temp lights at night. I actually still have the generator, you know, that I can use to run the whole house. It's on the RV. You know, remember the RV had a I think it was a 3,500 watt generator. So I can actually, you know, I have to hook it all up and make sure it's all still working and put gas in it. But in an emergency, I can possibly run off gasoline. You know, whatever I can run off the RV, I can run off the house. So I can do that. I know that 3,500 watts or whatever would be enough to run air conditioning and lights, you know. But it would require gasoline. My goal right now, even though I have the generator and I'll probably get spare gas just to save it for the generator for a true emergency, you know, like if a hurricane hits and we lose power for a while. Most of what I want to do is try to run off electric. And the reason for electric is because I have solar panels and battery banks. I'm basically a power plant. So going electric, you know, and with the sun, as long as, you know, the hurricane isn't still out there making the clouds all dark, as soon as the sun comes out, I can get electricity. And when I can get electricity, the main thing that I think the biggest use you can have for electricity, you know, other than keeping warm and stuff, which is too expensive to use electricity for. I think it's cheaper to burn fuel to stay warm. You know, you got to watch for poisonous gas, you know, carbon monoxide. But I think the best use of electricity, honestly, is for light at night, you know, so you can see what you're doing and you don't electrocute yourself. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Well, I thank you all for joining me. And Maggie says, Mercury's in retrograde, so I shouldn't start anything new. What about finishing up stuff? I'm going to try to finish up my wall and stuff. You know, this is a project that's been started long ago. So I'm hoping that doesn't count as starting a new thing when I'm starting a new section, but I do want to finish all this stuff up because it's been like forever. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and sign out. Thank you all for your kind words, kind thoughts, and suggestions. Until next time, everyone, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Bye-bye now.